Federal agents killed another person in Minneapolis Saturday morning, and anger is again rising over the agent's presence in the state.
I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand what's happening here.
How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel. Aloha, everyone. It is old. Thank you, Ghostbox. It is Sunday, January 25th. And we get going on here with a little pleasant lighting. Speaking of monsters, yeah, it's Sunday, so we're gonna do old and new. So this is the one we're gonna do today. You know, mostly because random, and I lost my other rule. Random, and it's like a good thing to read out of the Bible. It dispels negative spirit energy. It does, and the random thing is I found out it was okay. Priest told me one time, and sometimes it's interesting, you know, what pops up. It's kind of oddly So there's that, and then there's vlog and news. Now the vlog is I got no car.
War.
When I went war, yeah, it is kind of, it's one of these spiritual warfare things. When I went to turn in my car on Saturday, because they had me make an appointment, and, you know, I drove on the freeway and I missed the little turn off for the driveway, so I had to kind of go around the block in a sense. When I was turning around the small street, I put it in reverse, and I thought the engine was going to drop out. I was like, oh, please make it, because I thought it was going to die on the way. So I drove slowly around, got in there. They did a brake analysis and oil change. The lady says, oh, you know, the brake guys aren't here the weekend, so I'm going to have to leave it overnight, and maybe Monday. Maybe Monday. And then I get a little shuttle ride home. So I get a little shuttle ride home, I get a text, and it says, we found more impending stuff. So basically, it's so wrecked on the inside, you're gonna have to have replacement parts for these modules of brakes things and this, that, and those don't come in for, I don't have a car for a whole week about, and there's, I said a week? I'm like, stuck with no car for a week? It's like, do you have like a loaner? And they're like, all our loaners are out, so no loaner. corporate saving some cost cutting with the corporate. No loaners and no car. So and the price of this is $6,000 northward. It's like you should have got another car, but we'll go there. Yeah. Back to Ghost Tube Box. That's most of the vlog. It's weird weather. It hasn't rained. It's sort of overcast. We're having these little cold things of 69 degrees, man. That's popsicle toes woke me up. But it's nothing like the giant, massive superstorm of freezing weather going across 2,000 miles across the USA. Jesus, and all that. But as far as the regular news, the main one is how ICE has gotten Gestapo out of control, and they killed another person, which I'm sure you've all heard of. When I was filming yesterday's video, that was going on. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it was like it's gotten everyone. I mean, Minnesota people are protesting the presence of ICE. And when they protest the presence of ICE, the ICE and the protesters are face to face. And the ICE people, they're not really officers, but they're Trump, they're in Kristi Noem, they're officers doing their job and they're patriots and all this stuff. But they'll antagonize. They're like basically kind of hired thugs from Trump. And they antagonize them. They break people's windows, pull them out of their cars, beat them. Mrs. Good was trying to get away in her car, trying to drive, and she was shot dead. And then now this guy was filming. I mean, they're calling him a domestic terrorist. The main chunk is how they tear down the reputation of the victim to try to pump up and excuse the killer ICE agent. So this guy was filming with his camera phone. He's out there in the traffic, and I've seen this, so you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. He's like doing like this, and then ICE agents start to come up to him, and there's like 3 or 4 versions from other people filming, because they're all say film the ICE what they're doing. They're encouraging that. This guy, who's a 37-year-old ICU nurse for the VA, the Veterans Administration Hospital, the VA hospital. So he's taking care of vets as a nurse in his real job. So this isn't no terrorist guy out to kill. He was licensed to carry a gun. So he actually had a gun on him. And so did everybody else there, right? Well, he's filming. They push him and they come up to him and they push him so he goes back. And then some lady comes up, or some other person comes up, and the ICE agents just shove her. I don't know what that was about. They shove her. And all the while they're pepper spraying. This is like pepper spraying. They're doing all this pepper spraying. So 5 guys converge on this one guy. They push him down. They get him down. And then 5 guys are kind of struggling. One of the guys sees his gun and takes it away from him. So it took his gun away. And it's in the video. You can see it. And then about a second after that, they shot him. And he falls down. And then they fired more after he's down. So it's like 11 shots or so. So they just basically outright executed this guy. And I'm sure that take the gun first thing is they probably thought that in advance. Because if the gun is loose, then they can always say he was brandishing his gun. So they fired in self-defense, fearing for their lives. There's 5 guys on one. And they took his gun away, and then they shot him. So and all he was doing was filming. So that's exactly what they said. They said he came at them with a 9mm. He approached with a 9mm gun. And then, fearing for their lives, the ICE agents opened fired. And they brought the ambulance really quick, but he was already dead. So and then after he's a domestic terrorist and he was out to be the assassin, they stopped an assassin and he was out to commit a massacre. Those are words from like Kristi Noem, I think is the Department of Homeland Security. So we're saving us from terrorists and homelands, so they add those words. That was done by an experienced Border Patrol agent. So the ICE agents are mixed in with Border Patrol. This is Minnesota. What border are we talking about here? Minnesota Border Patrol. So this big push to get the immigrants and the ICE and all that in the democratic cities, right, are all in that way. So, and what was it? Kristi Noem said, "Oh, this is really bad that this is happening in your state. We're going to investigate the governor. We're going to investigate the mayor." But what probably could ease this up is if you don't make yourself a sanctuary city, and if you give up your voting list data, because they all want all these states list of sensitive information like social security number, address of all the voters, like voting, midterm elections coming up. They want all this voting information from all these states. Several Republican states just gave it to them, but in a lot of states, like 20 something states, are like, no, we're not going to give you people's voting information, but they want that voting information because it's time to fix the midterm elections. And if they have everyone's voting information, it's easy to, doctor something, claim it was rigged by doctoring and we have the evidence that's just holy shit. Yeah. So, the Gestapo, the police, the thug secret police, and that's what secret police are meant to do. Instill fear and have you do what they want and follow along. So, it's really falling apart. We need to get those people out of office. So, with all that and GhostTube, let's do a little old and new.
Knows the appropriate bleeding is good to something.
Big, old. Okay. And right. Yep. Oh. 2 Samuel 2:18. The defeat and death of Absalom. Then David mustered the men who were with him and set over them commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds. And David divided the army into 3 groups, 1/3 under the command of Joab and 1/3 under the command of Absahiah of Zerah, Joab's brother, and 1/3 under the command of the Ittai Gittite. The king said to the men, I myself will also go out with you. But some of the men said, You shall not go out, for if we flee, they will not care about us, if all of us die, and they will not care about us. Oh, okay, thank you. Let's do new. So, has to be red letter. Red letter. Oh, there's some. Good. Matthew 26:36. Jesus prays at Gethsemane. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, Sit here while I go over there and pray. He took them with him, Peter and 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be grieved and agitated. He said to them, I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and stay awake with me. Okay. And going a little further, he threw himself on the ground and prayed, My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want. So, lots is going on. Let's see what's happening in about Hawaiian news. Let's go. I'm gonna try to make it short. Ooh, look. Oh, sort of. Ooh, sort of has a special effect. Oh well. Let's see. Is this going on? Come on, it's listening, I guess. To Hawaii news. Okay, the state slows its speed camera expansion. So they're gonna have these speeding ticket cameras above all the intersections. They're giving out warning tickets and all that. Stop the killing and abducting in Minneapolis. Hey, if that goes to others, it's going to other states too. Oh gosh, beware. Our food source is under attack. Those dependent on coconuts. Few options exist to fight the beetles. The beetles. Some people use the coconuts, these beetles. There will be no coconut trees. This is like the end of the world stuff. No coconut trees in the tropics. Life-saving devices go into 40 buildings for life-saving. Schofield soldiers are forced to double up, facing housing crunch on the bed space. Now they're out. They show the guys out on patrol. Yeah, we're definitely have to sleep in the field. No. Look, some athlete stuff going on. There's the athletes. Trekking South America's highest mountains. Oh, mountains. Go someplace. Hawaiian crazy. This is Hawaiian stuff. Other places in the land. This is a sign from someplace. I don't know where. Submit a photo. Financial squeeze. Yep. As these things start tightening up, going to be Trump paying Trump tariff. It's all paid by Americans, the Trump tariffs. That keeps going on. Hopefully, Congress will get them. We should do back in the day. Remember 1952 when you want to relax, just go up there and picket in the rain, I guess. These are striking hotel workers picketing in the rain after cooks at the Royal Hawaiian and Manoa being to walk out. Soon involved 800 employees. That's in 3 hotels. Picketers which is registered to pay us more, you bastards. This one's a Grim Reaper. And political cartoon. Chairman of the board. Board of Peace. The Board of Peace. That's what I said. Hey, they took my idea. Nah. Synchronicity. That'll happen. And what we got here?
Programs honor Vietnam veterans, pilots, ideas, politics,
well, here's a program for Vietnam veterans.
Vietnam veterans.
The mission of the Vietnam Veteran Memorial Fund, founders of the National Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C., and its traveling replica that recently visited Hawaii, believes all who served in Vietnam should be honored and remembered for their service. The Service Beyond Service Award recognizes the post-military efforts of outstanding living Vietnam veterans who contribute their communities, state, and nation after returning home. These men and women continue to serve through volunteerism, advocacy, professional distinction, public service, and philanthropy. The VVMF wants to collect their stories and award them for their efforts. In the Memory Program enables families and friends to forever memorialize Vietnam veterans who returned home but now have passed away. We encourage everyone to honor our Vietnam War hero. Specific information about these programs can be found at www.vvmf.org or by calling 202-393-0090. David L. Hine, board member, Vietnam Veteran Memorial Fund. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you for your name. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your letter. That is public domain. I'm not gonna do anything about that. Vietnam War veterans. They'd be older than I. Arg. Arg. Yeah. I used to go to the beach over here, up on the Diamond Head thing. Back in those days, I used to talk to people, and there's a number of people. I talked to quite a number of Vietnam War veterans. And they're cool dudes, and a lot of them are just successful, just keeping back, and they have a lot of good ideas. And they got their, stance on politics. But to honor the Vietnam War veterans, thank you for your service if they're around. I'm not in contact with any of them now, but knew quite a lot of them. Archaeology teacher was one too. So that's it. Have a good Sunday. Aloha to you. Don't make them too long. Aloha.
It's gonna be more sunny. Yes. Aloha to you.